Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small-town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Central Empire Wrestling presents Bridge City Slam 6 live Saturday, September 7th at the Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa. Come see Jake the Snake Roberts, Buff Bagwell, former WWE Tag Team Champions Demolition, Real One Enzo Amore, The Powers of Pain, The Boogeyman, Snitsky, Jordan Grace, Cameron Brene, and the stars of CEW. Tickets start at just $20 and include the Fan Fest from 4 to 7 p.m. Get your tickets through Ticketmaster or at the Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa. It's Bridge City Slam 6, live Saturday, September 7th at the Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa. Watch Pekin Panther football live right here this fall on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook, and YouTube with live announcers and an updated scoreboard, plus an area scoreboard to keep you updated on other schools of interest. It's Pekin Panther football live right here on Steve Shuttler Media. Hey, and welcome into Pekin football here on Steve Shuttler Media. And we are starting our broadcast right in time for the national anthem here at Tom Stone Field in Pekin Packwood.
All right. Yeah, as they play the Pekin fight song. Hello, everyone. I am Josh Clubb. I'll be doing play-by-play for you tonight. As Pekin starts district play here tonight in Pekin against Van Buren County. Van Buren's Warriors coming in 0-1, losing to Central Lee last Friday night by a score of 13-8. And, of course, Pekin 1-0 with that absolute defeat of Cardinal last Friday night, winning that one 76-0. In that game, Pekin's Will Adam had he was 5 for 6 for and now it's time for the national anthem. All right, that was the national anthem played by the Pekin's marching band. Sounded very good from up here. I'm not sure how it sounded on your speakers, but it sounded good up here from the press box. But as I was saying, Pekin last week, of course, took care of business relatively easily with against Cardinal, winning that one 76-0. In that one, passing yards, Will Adam completed 5 of 6 passing for 63 yards, 1 touchdown. He rushed for 111 yards and 3 touchdowns. Nolan Glick led the way, rushing with 9 attempts for 141 yards and 5 touchdowns. Receiving yards, Henry Adam had the most receiving yards with 1 reception for 22 yards. And leading tackler for the Panthers last week was Bo Latchman with 4 tackles on the night. So quick recap of last week's game before we step into district play here. Most teams in Class A District 5 start things off tonight with district play. And as always, by my side is my color commentator, Zach. Zach, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. What a amazing time to be alive here. Friday Night Football here at Pekin. I'm very excited to watch this game tonight. Again, another Southeast Iowa rivalry with the Van Buren County Warriors. But again, a very exciting game of football. I'm excited to see what Coach Weber does with this team tonight, and I'm just very excited to dig in and get ready to watch the game.
Well, Zach, let's talk about what's going on here tonight, because there's also a little bit more going on here tonight than just your normal, pregame and starting up the game. We have a kind of a memorial presentation of sorts. How much do you know about that, Zach? I guess I didn't prep you that I was going to ask you that, but how much do you know about what's going on here tonight?
It's okay. I'm saddened to say, but unfortunately, one of the Van Buren County Warriors players has passed away just a couple weeks ago. I'm not going to say what all happened just for respect reasons, but unfortunately, he is not here to play tonight. He was number 11 there. They have his jersey down there at the end of the 50 on the opponent's side there. Unfortunately, he passed away last week, and I know that not just the Van Buren Warriors, but everybody around here in Pekin, our thoughts and prayers go out to them too. And like I said, they're probably going to play this game for him as they did last week. So unfortunately, he is not here with us tonight, but I promise you he's probably watching this game up above.
All right.
Hey, Josh, we do have the information. I do have the info on the screen as we're going to be honoring the Bob Snow family and the Robert Adams family, Robert Adams of Van Buren. And some of that will be coming up at halftime. Some of that going on in the pregame tonight, as we are going to have a pregame helicopter joining us at midfield at about 6:58 approximately. So that's just all part of the festivities. Again, they're going to be taking some donations going towards the Robert Adams family. So that's just some of the stuff that's going on tonight.
All right, yeah, and that is basically it's they're donating some free medical transport, correct?
Yes.
Money to cover medical transport. It's all, as you said, Jordan Wright of Pekin alumni that organizes all that, and so pretty cool scene that will unfold on your screen if you can't make it out here tonight. Here in the next few minutes, we're told the helicopter will arrive here in the next 5 to 10 minutes, so you'll be able to see that on your screen as we talk through our pregame here. Mentioned some other games going on here tonight in the district. You got Columbus. Wapello is at Columbus, and then Danville is at Highland. Danville is Pekin's opponent next week. You got Lisbon traveling to Louisa Muscatine, and of course here you have Pekin and Van Buren. These two teams, of course, being in the same district, met last year at this time, about a week earlier last year, and Pekin took care of business easily. 52-12 was the final of that one. Historically, Pekin has won all 7 matchups between these two schools dating back to 2008. And Zach, we briefly talked about this before we went on the air, but what are your thoughts with Van Buren and Pekin's chances here in this one tonight?
So what I got to say about this matchup here is all through my high school year, I've watched every single Van Buren versus Pekin game. Tonight, I have Pekin winning tonight, but I also think that Van Buren's not going to go down without a fight either. They're tough, and I've seen a couple games with them where even when they were down by 14 or 21 or whatever the score may be, they never, ever gave up on that aspect, and they still play like what they do at the start of the game at the beginning of the first quarter. So that's one thing that I'm excited to see tonight is Van Buren's still not going to back down from a fight, I'll tell you that. And I'm excited to see that tonight with both aspects of the team, because we've seen what Pekin did last Friday Their defensive line was phenomenal, and Will Adam and Nolan Glick and pretty much all the roster played phenomenally. So I'm excited to see these two teams butt heads here and see who can come down with W tonight.
Right, and with that, the performance that we saw, of course, it being the first game of the season, get your names on the stat boards across the state. So Nolan Glick, you'll see if you look through the state or stat leaders across the state of Iowa in Class A, Nolan Glick finds his name in a couple of different places. One's being those 5 touchdowns. That puts him third in the state right now in Class A. You also have him down for that was offensive touchdowns. I just scrolled past where I had it before, but there's another stat out there. I think it was yards per attempt. Nonetheless, we'll see if he can keep riding through that momentum as they start out district play here. And these victories are never, when you're playing a familiar opponent, it's never easy. They know what you're doing, and they're constantly working. Van Buren's going to be working to finally get that win against Pekin. And so it's going to have to be a tough-fought one here tonight.
Pretty crazy that he has 5 touchdowns and is only, what, you said third in the state?
Yeah.
There must have been some monster games out there.
He would be first place. There's 2 of them with 6. So
okay. Not too far behind.
No, and if you dig into those stats, they run-heavy teams, they happen to be the running backs that are going to punch it in at the end. And I always have to zoom in on, when you're looking at those state stats, you got to zoom in on the district they're in, because otherwise they include 8-man. And 8-man pretty much leads the state in every stat because it's so fast and the field's smaller and there's more scoring, there's more yards. It's just all over the place. So that's why we zoom into that as Pekin lines up at the banner. It says tonight, once a Panther, always a Panther. # Coach Snow. Kind of hard to read from up here. I'd imagine it's a little difficult on your camera too.
Let me see if I can get a close-up on it.
There you go.
Yep.
I'll let you do
Once
that.
a Panther, always a... Yep, you got it right. Once a Panther, always a Panther, Coach Snow. # Coach Snow. We'll just keep it over there for now.
Well, while we're getting into that, we'll start up with the starting lineups. Pekin. And if it's not broke, you don't mess with it. And they're going to send out the same starting lineup as they did last week. So offensively, left tackle Isaac Sylvester. Left guard is Caden Bender. Center is Branton Searon. Right guard, Cal Miller. Right tackle, Alton Williams. Wide receiver, Elijah Brock. Wide receiver, Casey Davis. Slot receiver, Robert Brown. Wingback 1 is Nolan Glick. Wingback 2 is Henry Adam. Quarterback is Will Adam. Defensively, Isaac Sylvester will be the DN. Defensive tackle will be Caden Bender. Cal Miller joins him on the other side of defensive tackle. Alton Williams at the defensive end. Sam linebacker is Nolan Glick. Mike linebacker is Henry Adam. Will linebacker is Riley Smith. Left corner, Casey Davis. Right corner, Robert Brown. Left safety, Will Adam. And right safety is Landon Crow. And worth mentioning as well, too, Landon Crow contributed quite a bit on offense last week. We saw him coming in for Henry Adam at one of the wingback positions, so we'll see if Pekin sticks with that. As you saw on your screen there, they are on the field, ready to go. Pekin, of course, in their all red, black helmets with that chrome Panther on the one side, the left side of the players. Van Buren in all white with orange lettering and black helmets with a, what would you call those red things on the side there? Feathers, I would guess. Yeah. Very hard to see from a distance, but as I was down on the field earlier, it looked, it looked like a Warriors. I can't think of the word or what that's called. The headdress or whatever they call it. Yes, headdress. Is what it looks like there on the one side of their helmets. So
I think we are awaiting the helicopter that isn't here yet.
Yeah, they said within, it gave us a 5-minute range. And I don't see any helicopters across the skyline here to the northeast or south. So we'll see. So until then, we will
okay, we just got word that the helicopter will be coming at the end of the first quarter.
Okay, so looks like we're going to be set to go as they will take the field as they're doing the coin toss. Zach, I'll have you keep an eye on the coin toss. I'll go through the starting lineup for Van Buren. Offensively, at their quick end position will be, and I do apologize, I was only given last names for starting lineups for Van Buren.
Hey, coaches are pretty busy, Josh.
Yes, they are. Quick end is McKenty. The quick tackle, which would be your left tackle, is Phillip. Quick guard is Ellingson. Center is Mellinger. And then we're going to go to the power side, which is the right side on the sheet I was given, is Konknauer, Worth, and Harriman as the power end. Quarterback is Lofter. Fullback Nussbaum, and tailback Moquin. Defensively, same thing, just last names here. Left end will be Konknauer. Left tackle will be Worth. Nose guard will be Mellinger. Right tackle will be Pilcher. Right end will be Ellingson. The left corner will be McKenty. Right corner is Joquin. Linebackers, Newsman. And as I'll pause here because they are going to present the memorial funds to the families. Coach Weber presented the, I do believe, the check, if I'm correct. I was not looking up at the time. It was impromptu. As Steve said, we've been told the helicopter situation is a little bit delayed. It'll be at the end of the first quarter. Starting out at strong safety will be Harriman, and free safety is Loeffler. That is that. And Zach, what do we got for kickoff? As they may be able to see it on their screen, but in case they missed
I'm trying to see who got it there. It's kind of hard to see from up here.
It looked like Van Buren's going to be kicking off,
that's
and
what I was
Pekin's going to
too.
receive. I was looking down, and when I glanced up, the ref was over on the side. So it is Pekin Panthers with the ball first. So Will Adam and Nolan Glick can see if they can continue to add to their stats after the kickoff.
Josh, while we got a second, I'm going to throw in some of our sponsors here. Of course, our broadcast headlined by Helmuth Ford. We do thank Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Fairfield Precast Concrete, Sigourney Body Shop, Shetler Insurance Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Copeland Auto Body, Son-in-Law Services, South Potomac Savings Bank, Barnwired, Fremont Funeral Chapel, Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractor, Sinclair Napa, Federation Bank, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrien Ag Solutions, and Bridget's Public House. Plus, we'll have our Daisy Dew Landscaping Player of the Game at the end of this game. So those are all of our sponsors making our broadcast possible tonight.
All right. And Pekin is going to send back Mr. Robert Brown. He's going to stand at about his 10-yard line for the ensuing kickoff. Van Buren's kicker out there, Caden Nussbaum, he had quite the leg on him during warm-ups. We'll see. As Brown is back at his 10, we'll see if he can field it right there and go, or if he'll have to backpedal a little bit. That was not a good kick. Fielded at the 30, brought up the field and wrapped up, but no, he gets out of it and rolls back around and brought down at the 40, excuse me. That was Henry Adam. So great field position starting out for the Panthers, as Will Adam and Nolan Glick will take their team out on the field and see what they can get done.
I'm excited to see what they do in this drive. We're talking about last week's matchup there with the Cardinal Comets. Will Adam there, you know, when he doesn't see an opening with one of his receivers, he's a great scrambler. So we're going to see either that, or are they going to use their run power with Nolan Glick? So I'm excited to see it on this drive.
Give him to Nussbaum, number 14, lined up in the right linebacker position for Van Buren. Looks like a playmaker as here Adam drops back to pass off the fake handoff. He's going to go deep, finding a receiver, and there's collision. There's going to be a flag on the play. It's going to be pass interference, and that pass was intended for Casey Davis, and I think Davis drew that flag more so than it being a flag because he acted like he was going to stop and come back for the ball, but the ball went over his head. It drew the flag, and I do believe they're going to call pass interference. They did. There he is. I was looking the wrong way. I was looking to the right, and the head official is to my left. So Pekin, that'll move it all the way up to the 45 of the Warriors. As Adam comes set, empty set. Glick and Adam up to the left and right in those wing backs position. Adam comes in motion, fake handoff, deep pass again. This one he finds a receiver wide open, and running all the way down to about the 3-yard line is Robert Brown. So Pekin goes right back to it. This time throws it on the underneath side and gets a huge gain. It's going to be spotted about the 5, actually. Look closer inside to that, but nonetheless, 1st and goal to go, and Pekin moving right down the field on their first possession. Both plays so far have been fake handoffs and passes. We'll see what Adam does here. This time he does hand it to Adam, and Adam's met in the backfield and wrapped up immediately. He may not even have got back to the line of scrimmage or fell forward just past the line of scrimmage. And they're going to spot him at the 4. This will be 2nd down and goal here.
Side note, Josh, last week we had Addison Adam from Cardinal on as our athlete of the year. She is actually related to the Adam boys.
Okay.
It's like distant. But
Okay.
I did have somebody tell me that.
All righty. She didn't know, so here's a handoff to Glick. He's rolling around the right side, and he's going to go into the end zone for the first Sinclair Tractor touchdown of the game. Nolan Glick adds to his 6th touchdown of the year, and Pekin leads 6-0. That took a minute and 8 seconds for the Panthers to score their first points of the game.
Technically, that means he's number 1 in
He's
A.
tied for number one.
for number 1 in A. So.
Depending on what's happening at those other 2 games. One of them was a lot of letters, and I don't know how to say it, so I'm not going to go there. But here's Pekin. They're going to line up and go for 2, as we've seen all last week. Another handoff to Glick. Same play. Rolls around the outside, and he scores. Both that play and the previous play, I think Glick is off for a many number of yards. So Van Buren with no answer. Pekin leads 8-0 here with 10:52 to go in the opening quarter. And they will kick the ball off to Van Buren County. And I should have mentioned that it's 10:52 left on the Sinclair Napa scoreboard. 8-0 after the Sinclair Napa touchdown.
I'll take a quick peek at some of our area games that are on the Steve Shetler Media area. We've got this game, Van Buren at Pekin, Sigourney Keota at Mediapolis tonight, Moravia at Montezuma. We've got Central Lee at Cardinal, HLV-TC at English Valleys. Also in the Steve Shetler Media area, we've got Linville-Sully at North Mahaska, Des Moines Hoover at Oskaloosa tonight. Ottumwa is at Roosevelt last night, which Ottumwa won. And then Albia at Interstate 35 with EBF at Sheraton. So we'll see how those games go tonight.
All righty. As we get set for this, so Henry Adam is still going to be kicking. The Warriors got, now they're going to space out a little bit here, as they have Quade Harriman back deep to return. He is standing at about his own 10-yard line. And we'll see how far or how deep Henry can send it. Kick is underway. It's a high, shallow kick. Fielded out there at the 20-yard line. Moving upfield and hit immediately at the 25-yard line by number 13, William Daniels, junior running back and defensive end. Put the stick on. Was that Quade Harriman that refielded that? Nonetheless, that's where the Warriors will start their drive at about the 27-yard line, I think, is where they got it spotted. It is on the 27. Going to run a lot of tight sets with the fullback and the tailback here. Do the Warriors. Here's the first snap is fumbled on the snap. Diving back on it, looked like Warriors quarterback jumped right back on it. He did. It's Camden Nussbaum. Jumped right back on that thing. Did lose 2 yards in the process, though. Moves the ball back to the 25-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down. It says 2nd and 11. Ball did move. They started at the 27, so it should be 2nd down and 12. As now we're going to spread it out. Pass rolling out to the right side and tackled in the backfield two Panthers in on the play. Initially caught up there by number 54, Alton Williams. The senior got him wrapped up and brought to the ground for the first sack of the game. And Van Buren starting out much the way the Cardinal did, going backwards. And now it'll be third down and 16. First down marker is at the 37-yard line. So ways to go here on third down. For the Warriors, they're going to send trips to the far side. Single receiver to the near side. As Loeffler rolls to his right side, stops. He's thought about throwing and changes his mind, tucks it and runs. He's got a big gain here. He's going to have a first down. Breaks out into the open all the way past the 50 to the 40 at the 30, and then he's pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line of the Panthers. So a huge gain there by quarterback Isaac Loeffler. And the Panthers just broke contain there.
That was the one thing I was saying at the beginning of the stream, though. Van Buren, they're pretty smart. They don't go down without a fight there. So even though it was a bad start to that this drive, they still got a tremendous lead. And now it seems like nothing even happened. Now they're at 1st and 10 on their this. Looks like they're
32.
Yeah, 32.
Ball is at the 32-yard line. That's where they're saying he stepped out first. They're going to tighten things back up here, and a quick pitch to the left side, rolling to the outside, and trying to get the corner but can't before he's wrapped up out there by Robert Brown. It's probably a small gain, though, on the play. That our running back was Bryce Moquin, senior, for the Warriors. Call it second down and 9. As Van Buren has lined up in tight sets and a spread set. That spread set is what caused the problems. We'll see. They kind of go back to it. Twins to either side in the shotgun formation. Quick pass again to the near side, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds after a decent little gain there. Not near enough for the first down, but certainly a gain to make it third down and manageable. Landon Crow shoved him out of bounds. We'll make it third down and 6. Ball is currently at about the 28.5-yard line. As Van Buren comes back out in the tight bunch. 3 behind the line to the far side. Quick pitch to the right side. He's trying to get out to the corner and does all the way around for a first down again. And before he's pushed out of bounds, there is a flag on the play back in the backfield. Now they throw it up towards the line of scrimmage. We'll see what this call is. So it'll be holding on Van Buren. That'll march him back, I believe, 10 yards from the spot. As the head referee's still on his mic. So that'll negate that play, but again, on the right side, Van Buren's able to turn the corner and break contain, something that Pekin will definitely want to adjust here as we go through this game.
What the Panthers got to remember here is this isn't Cardinal. This isn't last week. They got to make sure that, remember, new game, new week, and they got to learn their opponents and adapt to what they can do.
I moved it back. It's at 3rd and 6 now. It's kind of essentially at the same line of scrimmage they had. Here comes a handoff to the right side, trying to break the corner and hit hard. Brought down by a couple of Panthers there. I can't see the number just yet. It looked like number 21, which is Eli McKinney. I'll check that number as they spread out a little bit. That'll bring up a 4th down and 7, so they're going to say he lost a yard there. And here comes that spread with trips to the right. Panthers got to watch this on the left side here to not break contain. Quarterback's going to roll to the right again. This time he's pushed back inside. Good contain, holds him up, and they'll turn the ball over on downs right back to the Panthers. So they're going to put this. Panthers will start with the ball at just shy of the 30-yard line. Probably officially go down as the 29, but nose of the football is about 6 inches from the white line of the 30. And the Panthers able to make the adjustment to keep the contain there, because that right side right side for Van Buren, left side for Pekin was break and contain there. Here comes Adam. He's going to put Adam in motion. He hands it to him to the left side. He goes, breaks the hole, has a seam, gets up near the first down marker. It's going to be just shy of a first down. It appears. Might be close enough. It's hard to tell at this angle. Actually, the angle of the camera might be better than the angle I'm sitting right now on that. It is just shy, about a yard shy. 2nd down and 1. And Pekin's essentially ran 3 plays here all night long. Same motion, just different result each time. Here comes Glick in motion. This is a handoff to him, coming to the near side. He breaks the seam all the way up past the 50 before he's brought down. Way more than enough for a Pekin first down, and that moves him into Van Buren, or to Van Buren's side of the 50. Just by a yard. It'll be at the 49-yard line of the Warriors.
That's a good thing that the Panthers are doing here. Obviously, if the running play is working, just like you say, you live and you adapt in this game. So if the running play is working, they keep on doing the running play until you prove otherwise.
We got Twins to the left side now. As this is going to be a straight drop back and pass. Passes to Henry Adam. He catches it at the 30, makes the man miss, and he's going to be to the house. Touchdown. Oh, wait a minute. He might be just a little bit short. I thought he was in, but he is just shy of the goal line. And they're going to mark him inside the 1. Great throw by Will Adam to Henry Adam. And Henry Adam made the man miss in the secondary. And Pekin, less than a yard to go to extend their lead.
Will Nolan Glick take the estate lead?
Let's see. Well, again, that's unofficial because we don't know what's going on in the other games. But he could. We'll see here. Glick is lined up to the left of Adam. Now they're going to hand it to Henry Adam. Let him finish the job he started, and he is in for the Pekin Panther touchdown. A Sinclair Tractor touchdown, the second Sinclair Tractor touchdown of the game.
I'm starting to wonder if Glick also looked at the stats and was wondering, maybe I'm going to be number 1. I'm going to be number 1.
Oh,
so.
I like the call there. Henry Adam just about, he was only a yard short. Let him try one more time to get in there.
Exactly. And
he did. They're peeking the lineup for the 2-point try. Now Glick and Henry step back right beside Will. Here's a snap. It's going to be an option, but Will Adams just going to keep it and go up the seam and get the 2 points. It is 16-0. In favor of the Panthers on the Sinclair Napa scoreboard. With 6:08 to go in the first period, how about we thank our sponsors?
All righty, we do thank some of our sponsors here on Steve Shetler Media. That includes our headliner, Helmut Ford. We've also got Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Fairfield Precast Concrete, Sigourney Body Shop, Shetler Insurance Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Copeland Auto Body, Son-in-Law Services, South Ottumwa Savings Bank, Barnwired, Fremont Funeral Chapel, Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractor, Sinclair Napa, Federation Bank, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrient Ag Solutions, and Bridget's Public House in Oskaloosa. And Daisy Dew Landscaping brings us our player of the game. While we have a second here, let's take a look at our team of the week as voted on this past week by Steve Shetler Media Facebook viewers and engagers. And yes, we are watching our team of the week this week. The Kelly Style State Farm team of the week was voted on, and Pekin football won that award. So congratulations to the guys on the field tonight, the Pekin Panthers, as our Kelly Style State Farm team of the week.
Not surprising with that complete domination of Cardinal that they would be voted on that way, and as some of the other area teams didn't fare so well. So, and I do believe volleyball is almost kind of in a spot where they play a whole lot of games over the past 5 days. Here comes the kickoff from Henry Adam, and he floats it down. They're gonna let it bounce, picks it up at the 20-yard line, goes inside and cuts back, tackled about the 27, 28-yard line. That was Joseph Debner on the return for the Warriors. Host the Panthers in on the tackle, and well, I know it's early, but it's never too early to talk about player of the game, and Henry Adams been a busy man out there, offensively, defensively, and special teams, so somebody to keep our eye on as this night progresses.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he had some time to shine also with the Cardinal Comets as well. I know that Nolan Glick had the touchdowns, but Henry Adam was also a huge asset to the team there.
Yeah. And here come the Warriors lined up in an I formation. They're going to hand a fullback dive up the middle, and it's gone nowhere. Immediately met at the line and tackled by number 65, Caden Bender. It was Camden Nussbaum on the carry. So it'll be 2nd down and 9. Ball is at the 29-yard line of the Warriors. Now they're going to spread things back out, starting to get a theme here. Go tight and then spread. They got twins to either side. Quick look for the pass to the right side. It's covered up, and wisely just throws it in the dirt, does Isaac Loeffler, the quarterback for the Warriors. He saw that was covered up and just threw it away.
That's another player I'm looking for tonight, too, is number 65, Caden Bender. He's already had a sack tonight, and in that play you just saw there, he was rushing towards the quarterback, and he put some pressure on him, and he had to throw the ball away. So even though he might be on the line, he's also a huge asset to the game tonight and also to the Panthers.
Yep. As we'll see if they hold true to form and go back to a tight formation, they do. As they're loading up the far side of the field right now. There's going to be a pitch that way. They're going to try to break that contain again, and gets around the corner and outside and all the way up to about the 35, 36-yard line. It's going to be short of a first down. Actually, they're going to say he did step out back at the 35, so it'll be 4th down and about 4 or 5 to go. And I'd be surprised if they go for this one. We'll see. Ethan Kocknauer was punting in pregame's warm-ups. Had a couple of them. They're going to line up to go for it.
Wow.
It looks anyway. They could be pooch playing. I'm not sure. I don't know if I like this one. Here comes a quick pitch to the far side, and met and hit hard and dropped down. No gain. It'll be a turnover on down. That was none other than Mr. Henry Adam himself, who just put the stick to the Warrior ball carrier, and that'll give Pekin the ball right back in Warrior territory, so they're poised to add to this score.
I don't understand that play call.
I don't either.
At all.
I mean, they, like I said, they were when they were warming up. We were here pregame, and they were warming up. Their punters and their kickers had good legs on them, so I don't know why you don't just try to pin them deep there, or at least flip the field at all. Let's not watch many Kurt Ferentz press conferences. Here's a snap to Adam. Rolls to the far side, throws it deep, and this is looked like a dangerous throw as Aiden McKenty from Van Buren had a beat on it. He was looking for Robert Brown. That'll be incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10. Ball's at the 35-yard line, 34-yard line.
That was a good play by the Van Buren, too. They had good coverage there, but also they were pressing up on number 9, Will Adam, there, so we had really nothing to do, so we went for it, and it almost costed the Panthers there. So good job by them.
Here comes Glick in motion. He's going to take the handoff up the middle. He goes. He's going to drag a defender with him before he's finally wrestled down at about the 27-yard line. Not enough for a first down, but certainly makes it 3rd and manageable. Be 3rd and 3 for Pekin. And now, see, they're in a territory where if they don't pick up the first down here, you absolutely go for it on 4th down. Adams got twin receivers to the far side, a single split off this side. Henry Adam goes in motion. It's a fake handoff to him. Will keeps it, goes up the middle, and he's got some green grass in front of him. Makes a couple guys miss, spins free and falls forward past the 10. Easily gets the first down. Ball's going to end up being about the 9-yard line. Van Buren bet hard on that fake handoff to Henry Adam. It's becoming quite the triple threat between Will and Henry Adam and Nolan Glick back there in the backfield, and that's just only going to help to continue to get these receivers space to work on passing yard or passing plays. Here's a rollout to the left by Will Adam. He's going to throw it down in the flat. And the ball is caught, and fumbled, picked up by Van Buren County, and they're on the return, running down the sideline. Finally brought down from behind by Henry Adam. The ball was initially caught by Casey Davis, and then he fumbled it as he was being tackled. So Van Buren County able to force a turnover, and they'll take over first down at their own 25-yard line. Big change of events there on a simple throw to the flat. You thought that Will Adam made the right choice and went to his safe target, but Casey Davis couldn't hold on as he was being wrapped up. So I'll ask the defense to hold strong here and keep Van Buren off the scoreboard. But those types of things, if Van Buren can go down and drive here, it kind of can flip a game in a hurry. Here comes a deep pass attempt, and this is going to be picked off by Robert Brown. He's got a chance at a return here. Gets up the field. And finally pushed out of bounds just beyond the 10. There is a flag on the play. I would guess a block in the back based on the location and timing of that flag. We'll see. As of right now, it's Panthers' ball. They have it at about the 19-yard line. I missed the referee's signal. He did signal against Pekin, and it must have been a block in the back. They're going back 15 yards, and Pekin's keeping the ball. So still, great interception there by Robert Brown. 2 plays, 2 turnovers, and Pekin has the ball at the 32-yard line. With 3:46 to go in the opening quarter, they lead 16-0 on the Sinclair Napa scoreboard. Panthers come out and will call their standard formation. Adams going to drop back to pass. He's going to roll to his right side as he's in trouble. Now he tucks it down inside as nobody's open, makes a man miss. Head fakes another guy, gets around all the way up to near the 20-yard line before he steps out of bounds. We'll see where they spotted him. Looks like they're going to spot him about the 23 maybe. They're going to say he stepped out, but getting shifty there was Will Adam, making guys dance all over the place.
That's one thing, too, is he had 3 men come up on him, and I'm going to start calling him Lamar Jackson Jr. because, man, does he know how to scramble. He juked out 2 of the linemen there, and he did get down there, but he got some yardage. So that was a good play by Will Adam there.
Officials timeout here as now Van Buren's going to take a timeout. My guess is if it was an official's timeout, somebody's helmet or something came off and they had to run him to the sideline. And swap out the player, and Van Buren probably didn't want to have a play without that player, so they call a timeout. With 3:37 to go here in the opening quarter, Pekin leads 16-0.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the pick off and then the interception back-to-back there. That was 2 phenomenal plays. Van Buren just shows he really had to hold on to the ball there, but not Casey Davis's fault there. So it was a good play by Van Buren, but then also with that pick by the Pekin Panthers, that just shows that size doesn't matter when you're covering. It looked like the Van Buren was like twice his height. I couldn't see who got the interception there, but it was a good play. So as long as you can get the coverage on your man, it doesn't really matter as long as you can play.
Yeah, that holds true, especially in the as you go up the ranks. Cornerbacks tend to be shorter than wide receivers, and high point the ball is what it's called. High point that ball.
So, as long as you can cover your man, there really isn't an excuse for it, really.
Right. See what Pekin draws up out of the timeout here. After that scramble by Will Adam, wouldn't be surprised to see either Glick or Henry Adam getting a handoff to the outside of the tackle here. We'll see. Now it's just going to be a rollout pass. Rolling to his left. Throws it underneath. That is to Robert Brown. He's going to be well enough or easily past first down yards all the way inside the 10-yard line is where he's going to be whistled out of bounds. So it'll be first and goal for the Panthers as they lead 16-0 already and looking to punch it in and make it a 3-score game.
And that yet again was another phenomenal play by number 5, Robert Brown there. I told you at the beginning of the Cardinal game, he's quick, and once he gets that ball, you really got to use the jets on those feet a little bit, because if you can't, you ain't going to catch him.
Here you go. They switch the splits are now on the right side, or the near side of the field, but it's going to be a handoff to Glick. He goes to the left side. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield initially, but makes him break. Tough legs by Glick. Now he's in even bigger trouble in the backfield. It is going to go down as a loss, but not an easy loss, as Glick broke 2 or 3 tackles before reinforcement showed up to bring him down, but certainly was not going down with a one-arm tackle there.
No, that's the thing with Glick, too. He has size, and he also knows how to play. He also knows how to juke out the players there. So if you can do that, that's how he did it. He dodged, I would think, probably about 5 players there. So if he can keep on doing that the whole game, I think Glick's going to be a real threat to the Van Buren Warriors.
Twins go back to the far side of the field. There's Adam in the gun. He's going to hand it off, fake the handoff to Henry. Adam throws on the slant route, and it's caught in for a score to number 1, Elijah Brock. And it's another Sinclair Tractor touchdown for the Pekin Panthers. They lead 22-0, waiting for the point after try, which will be a 2-point conversion as far as I can see it, or as far as history tells us anyway.
And that was a really poor decision by the Panthers. The Van Buren Warriors player there. He didn't cover Elijah Brock almost at all, so he was wide open until they saw him passing to Elijah there.
Here comes fake handoff to Henry. Will's going to roll to the right side. He's got the corner if he can cut it, and he does, and in for 2 more. It is 24-0 on the Sinclair Napa scoreboard in favor of Pekin with 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the opening quarter.
All right, while we have a second here, we looked at our team of the week earlier. Let's look at our athlete of the week for this week, as voted on by viewers of Steve Shetler Media. Keokuk County Hospital and Clinic's athlete of the week for the first week of the different football and volleyball and cross country. We have Cameron Mannery of Ottumwa football as our athlete of the week. Cameron had a huge week a week ago on Friday night in his game. I believe he had 5 touchdowns last week, and then Ottumwa played last night, scored another 50 points. Cameron had another big night, so Cameron Mannery of Ottumwa football voted our Keokuk County Hospital and Clinic's athlete of the week for last week. And again, we'll be taking nominations starting up on Sunday late afternoon. So if you have an athlete of the week that you want to nominate for that honor, make sure you get in the comments when I put that post up on Sunday.
As the Panthers get set to kick it off, leading 24-0 again. 2:18 left to go in the opening quarter. Henry Adam boots this one deep, hits it to the same spot, bounces about the 20, rolls around for a moment, pick it up at the 20, gets up to the 25 before he's wrapped up. Now they're going to say he's not down yet. He's going to fall forward for another yard or two, so that'll put him at about the 27, 20, or 28-yard line. It's called 28-yard line of the Warriors.
The Warriors really got to be careful in this drive here, because it doesn't matter when the first quarter ends, but I think they need to start taking notes on whenever it's 4th down, you really got to make sure to kick the ball there, because it's costing them both times.
Yeah, I mean, the first one I could agree with. They were, down by the 30, but nonetheless, here's a handoff to the right side, immediately wrapped up and caught from behind is the running back. Trying to see who first got a paw on him. Looked like William Daniels. First one to slow him up. Coming from the left inside.
Josh, do you have any official stats on last week's game of for Pekin's defense? What did they hold Cardinal to? Any idea? I put you on the spot.
I'll tell you in a second.
A lot.
Get to that after this
All right.
play. As they're in that tight formation. Here's a rollout. Now a flip over to the running back in the backfield. He's going to try to get that corner on the outside, and he is immediately denied Drop for a loss out there by Will Adam, the quarterback for the Panthers. So, Cardinal.
I asked a question that was
I forgot
that was loaded.
I forgot to look.
The people need to know.
As the line back up, a little bit more spread out this time around. Something is not right with down here, and now a flag. It's going to be a delay of game on Van Buren. You're going to call a delay of game on me as well because I'm kind of slacking as I'm trying to make sense of what I'm reading right here.
I think I see our helicopter off in the distance, by the way.
I think I see it too.
Yep. Could just be somebody trying to get out of the paying the admission to the football game too.
They'll get a good view.
Yeah. Take a $500 helicopter ride versus paying $6.
That was one thing here that the Van Buren Warriors could not afford with the delay of game. Unfortunately for this drive, they went back 3 times on this drive, but hopefully on this play here, they can at least move up the field just a little bit.
And Van Buren County nearly runs the play clock all the way down again. And here's a quick pass out into the flats up to the 30, 35, and pushed out of bounds at about the 42, 43-yard line. That's going to be good enough for a Van Buren first down. With 9.2 seconds left on the clock. Look at those stats here at the quarter break. As here's the spread formation. Should be the last play of the quarter. Rolling out to the right, throws a high pass over the head of the intended target. That was Camden Nussbaum. And actually, they threw that quick enough that we will have another play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Ball is going to be at the 43-yard line. Be 5.2 seconds left to go here in the opening quarter. As Van Buren comes spread out. Now man in motion into the backfield, and now a flag for. It's got to be a false start on the offense or illegal motion or something. It is a false start on Van Buren. That'll march him back 5, and we'll try this 2nd down again.
Unfortunately, like I said just a couple minutes ago, that's something that Van Buren Warriors really can't afford right now. I think they just need to just calm down and get ready to go down, get the ball down the drive, down the field here. Because unfortunately, I think they lost a total about 15 yards this drive with penalties here.
Here they go. Trips to the far side. Twins to the left. Empty set. And they look for a quick screen to the right. Now they're going to float it a little bit deeper, and it's caught. No, it goes through his hands. Looked like he caught it there, but drops the ball, and that'll bring up 3rd down and the end of the first quarter with the Panthers leading 24-0. We have reached the end of the first period.
This has been a good game so far here with the Pekin Panthers versus the Van Buren Warriors. Definitely, Panthers are going through a little bit of a readjustment compared last week. Again, I'm sorry, with the Cardinal Comets there. And Van Buren, like I said, they've been fighting for it every single time here. They've had a couple flukes here and there. Even though they dropped a couple passes, they would have had phenomenal plays this quarter. So I'm excited to see what they do in the 2nd quarter.
Now we are awaiting the helicopter landing here. I'd assume momentarily.
The stats, unfortunately, the Pekin stats are not fully uploaded yet, but based on Cardinals, they had 14 total yards rushing and 2 total yards passing, so that gives them 16 total yards.
I find that even hard to believe.
I do too. However,
How did they? There's no way they had positive yardage.
Again, Pekin stats are not fully loaded. That's why I was a little stumped there. I should have looked that up ahead of time, but I didn't even think about it because there's also almost 20 tackles for a loss from Pekin, which means they didn't have hardly any big plays whatsoever. We obviously remember that as the helicopter is approaching here in the end of the first quarter, so players will await as the chopper flies
Get
on
to the
by.
chopper.
So I remember you're going to slow it way down. They're going to come in. Yeah.
And remember, for the people who are watching here, this is for Robert Brown's family, who's unfortunately not here with us tonight, but is in all of our thoughts and prayers here at the Pekin family. Our condolences go out to their family, and we just hope that they have the strength to get through this. Unfortunately, he's not here with us tonight, but we know up above he's here watching this game.
As the pilots are giving them a memorial football, if I read correctly, that's what they're handing them. Yeah, as you said, Zach, just a cool scene for a even better cause and better. I don't know how long they've done this here, but pretty cool stuff. And of course, your hearts go out to the families that have suffered those, but also it always reminds us to thank those first responders in your community for the jobs they do. They may not ever have to save a life, but they're there in case they do. So.
Absolutely.
A lot of time spent by those individuals and dedication, really, because they're a lot of smaller communities in Southeast Iowa. Here, you have a lot of volunteer, firefighters or first responders and stuff. They're not getting paid for it. They're doing it out of the kindness of their hearts, and so
absolutely.
Yeah, you got to appreciate them and just remind yourself of that in these cool scenes. As the not sure what all I can see on your screen, but first responders are the pilots, I should say, are over talking to the Van Buren County players now.
Absolutely. And the thing is, too, is what you see here on your screen is this is a beautiful sight, not just because even though they're opponents on the field, we have respect for one another, too. So even though it's Pekin versus Van Buren here, it's like basically kind of like one big family here where they're going to respect one another and have a moment like this so that everyone here in Pekin, also here watching on our screens, can cherish. So that's a pretty cool sight to see, and a lot of people don't see that.
Yep, that's what athletics do. They teach you how to be. Very, very few athletes will end up being professional athletes that compete at the high school level, but it teaches them about life. So this just kind of all flies into that fold when you're your enemies on the field are your friends in real life. So, as I'm going to stop talking, it's getting really loud now.
Yeah.
All right, well, the helicopter is taking off to the north. If you're somewhere that way, you'll see them as they come by, but looks like we're back to football now as that cool scene unfolds. And Van Buren will start the second quarter with the ball as they picked up that first down just before the break there. It'll be third down, though. They'd picked up the first down. That's right. They picked up the first down, ran a couple plays that did not go so well. So it'll be third down and 15. To start things off here, ball is at the 37-yard line of the Warriors. Flip sides of the field, of course. As the Warriors little messed up on who's supposed to be where. They got trips to the far side, Twins to the near side. Empty set. Snap rolls to the near side of the field, not finding anything open. Well covered downfield. Now he's just going to throw it up in the air and out of play. It's a good throwaway. We're going to flag back. It's going to be a late hit or roughing the passer type of call on the Panthers. I believe they're going to get Caden Bender on that one. They are calling it roughing the passer. It'll be on Bender. As the helicopter makes another pass by the field. Sound like just maybe right over the top of us. Couldn't quite see. So it would have been interesting to see what Van Buren did with that fourth and long on their own side of the field, but now they're going to have a third down and short, maybe even a first down. It will result in a first down.
And that's sometimes what happens when you're in the heat of the game and all that, but you got to remember your role there, and when the quarterback throws the ball, you can't touch him, otherwise it's going to cost you, just like what it did cost the Panthers there.
Yeah, your momentum just carries you into him. Sometimes hard to stop. Here comes Twins to the near side, and they're going to motion the only running back out into a slot, and Van Buren completely changing their formation now. A little discombobulated here the first couple of plays, and now they got to get another guy on the line. Here's a timeout now. So after that long delay, Van Buren comes out the first two plays. They're moving guys all around before they're getting set, not knowing what the formation call is. So they take their second timeout, I do believe, of the half. They do. They have one remaining with 11:52 to go in the first half. Pekin leads 24-0, and they'll have the ball at the Panther 48-yard line when we resume play here.
All right, let's throw in some of our sponsors while we enjoy the music from the band. We do thank Helmuth Ford for being our headliner, as well as Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Fairfield Precast Concrete, Sigourney Body Shop, Shetler Insurance Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Copeland Auto Body, and Son-in-Law Services. We are back with action.
Van Buren comes right out of the huddle, or out of the timeout in their formation. Empty set, brought back. He's looking to his far side of the field. Pump fakes. Now he's in trouble. Just throws it back up over the middle. It's intercepted by Pekins. Is that Henry Adam? That is Henry Adam again with an interception on the night. Now to add to his case, and the Panthers will take right back over here. They'll have the ball at about the 46-yard line is where they're going to spot it. And I'm not sure there what Isaac Loeffler from Van Buren County, I think he was just trying to throw it away there and just get it over the line of scrimmage and just floated it too much, and Adam able to make a diving interception. Here comes the Panthers off the turnover. Glick comes in motion, fake hand off to him. Adam looks back, or steps back, throws up to Henry Adam. He catches it at the 35, wrapped up by 3 Van Buren County Warriors, and he's brought down at about the 31, 32-yard line right in there. And Henry Adam is having himself a night.
And that's one thing, too, that's actually in the first half here, they've had 2 interceptions here, one by Nolan Glick and then the other one by Adam there. Seems like a good duo as well. They've been the players of the night so far. They've been killing it, both with being a running back and also getting interceptions.
Robert Brown had one of the interceptions. Robert Brown.
Oh, it was Robert
Henry
Brown.
Adam.
Okay.
Here comes a snap directly to Glick. He's going to go to the right side, and he's got a seam all the way up. He's got breakaway speed, gets all the way near the end zone. They're going to call him just shy. Say he stepped out of balance as he leaped forward. It is right at the 1.5-yard line, call it. Had to have been his trail foot as he dove forward. As he dove forward, he did get past the goal line, but another big run from Nolan Glick. And the Panthers I'm going to wait for this line judge to see where they finally put the ball down. It looks about the 1.5-yard line, and that's where the line judge is going to line up. So we'll call it that. First and goal at the 1.5. And Will Adams is empty by himself. Glick comes in motion. It's a handoff to Glick. They're going to let him try to finish the job. He's not going to, though, as he's wrapped up immediately in the backfield. They'll try it again, just like they did when Henry Adam had that long pass. They let him finish it off. They just tried to let Glick finish off his long run, unable to do so. And they'll come right back to the line. Twins to the near side. There's a snap and a handoff to Henry Adam. And he's going to find a seam in his way in to the hang on. There is a yellow flag flying in. Yeah, it's going to be a holding on Pekin. So that'll negate Henry Adams' touchdown. Move the Panthers back.
Well, the plus side for the Van Buren Warriors, that was kind of a saving grace there, kind of a second chance. Unfortunately, you can't do that, just like what I was talking about earlier with the Van Buren Warriors. It costed them, and unfortunately it did it here for the Panthers. But plus side is they're only at the, I'd say, they're 12, so they got a little bit left. So they got some.
Essentially, it's a 2nd and 12, yeah.
Okay.
It's 2nd and goal, but it's at the 12-yard line.
Yep.
It moves them back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So a little bit more work to do now. We'll see. Will Adam empty back there. Takes a snap, rolls to his right, looks, throws, finds. I can't see the number immediately. He's wrapped up and hit out of bounds at about the 5.
It was number 21, Casey Davis.
Casey Davis. All right, thank you. Didn't quite see the jersey before the Van Buren Warrior had his helmet over the top of that, so I was waiting for him to stand up. So that'll be 3rd down and goal from about the 6-yard line. And clock is not running. There it's going. 10:22 to go here in the game. That's what the referee was signaling there. As Will Adam now has Henry Adam in the backfield to his right. They're going to snap it directly to Henry. He looks to the outside, gets around the corner, and he's going to be in for the Pekin touchdown. The 4th Sinclair Napa touchdown, or Sinclair Tractor touchdown of the game. And that puts Pekin up 30-0, waiting the point after attempt. Henry Adam with his 2nd touchdown of the game, I do believe. Yes.
I would say he would, so far, a little over a quarter into this game, Henry would be looking good for our player of the game.
Yes, he's having a great night. I mean, the big stats is Pekin goes for 2 here. It's Will Adam and Nolan Glick doing an option, but they're not going to get it. I think Glick was not looking back for the ball. Adam wanted to pitch it to him. Gets wrapped up, and the 2-point is failed. That will keep the score at 30-0 in favor of the Panthers with 10 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the opening half. And Steve, I think we cut you off about halfway through the sponsors the last time out.
Yeah, that's all right. Some of our sponsors include South Ottumwa Savings Bank, Barn Wired, Fremont Funeral Chapel, Oski Dental. We've also got the Sinclairs, Tractor and Napa, Federation Bank, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrient Ag Solutions, and of course our headliner is Helmut Ford. We thank Bridget's Public House in Oskaloosa for being a sponsor, and Daisy Dew Landscaping brings us our player of the game, which we will announce a lot later on tonight. We're just barely a quarter into this game, and it's already 30-0.
Yeah, Pekin continuing on where they left off. We had kind of a thought that this game would be kind of somewhat go this way, but the defense continues to shine. The triple threat, if you will, in the backfield with Will and Henry Adam and Nolan Glick has continued to be a force, and Van Buren has no answers thus far. Here comes the kickoff from Henry. And it's going to be fielded at about the 20-yard line on the run all the way up the field. And he's got a seam. He gets past the 50, past the 40. He's going to get wrapped up from behind at the 30-yard line before he was wrapped up by Landon Crow. There is a flag on the play. I would guess a hold or a block in the back from that spot on the field. It is going to be a hold, so it's going to go 10 yards back from the 45. So that long return is negated. It was the returner was Quade Harriman. Hope Pekin catches a break there, but that seam was probably created by that hold, so it's a reason it's a penalty. Great job by Landon Crow, though, getting his angle on and not letting that runner get all the way out and gone. And now a timeout's going to be taken by Pekin.
And kind of what we were talking about earlier here with Van Buren, even though the score's going this way, I think that the Van Buren Warriors are definitely putting up a challenge for the Panthers here. They've had a couple actually really good, remarkable plays, calling out this one right here with that punt return. He almost made it down there to the 35. Unfortunately, they got a penalty there, but still, they're putting up a really good challenge for the Panthers here. It's giving them more of a football game aspect look for them. But still, they're playing a phenomenal game, and I'm definitely giving Van Buren some kudos there. They're playing their hearts out here for them. So it's definitely still a lot of game left, still a lot that can happen, but they're still playing a phenomenal game, both teams here, and I'm excited to see what happens. We still got 9:57 left in the second quarter. We still have 2 quarters left. Anything can happen here. But still, I think that the Panthers are playing phenomenal here. Henry Adams playing phenomenal. So is Nolan Glick. I think everybody, but same thing with the Van Buren Warriors. They're playing a heck of a game, too.
Yeah, we'll see if Pekin can keep this up and punch one more in and get to that rolling clock part. As Van Buren County comes lining up in their bunch formation here, Loeffler drops back. He's going to roll to his right for a pass. Nolan Glick goes in on him, disrupts it, throws it up the middle, and it's caught by Camden Newsman. Ends up getting a decent gain on the play. Quarterback Loeffler took a hit there. Took a pretty good shot as he's getting rid of the ball, and he's slow to get up.
That's what I was talking about there, though, with the Van Buren Warriors. Even though the quarterback was getting rushed, he was getting pressured. Number 14, I believe it was, for the Warriors there. He was right there making sure that he can get the ball in, and they got the advantage there. So a lot of games, normally that wouldn't have happened, but for the Warriors, it came in their hands.
And here comes Van Buren right back to that bunch set. They changed the quarterback. And here's a handoff to the left side. Hit hard right at the line of scrimmage. Very small gain, if any, to bring up a third down here. One score update. Sigourney Keota leading Mediapolis 14-0. About 3/4 of the way through the first period, the second period.
Jumping on them early.
Mediapolis about ready to score as they have the ball inside the 1 yard line. chasing the guy out of bounds. Here comes the Warriors. Hand off this time to the near side. He's wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. A flag comes out, thrown towards the backfield. That would indicate a hold. We'll see. Really no gain on the play, so if you're Coach Weber, you almost, if this is on Van Buren, you almost want to decline this. You're going to say a legal procedure. And I would not be surprised if Weber declines this. They're talking it over now. They do decline the penalty, so that brings up 4th down and 5 for Van Buren, and at their own 40-yard line, they'll go for it again. Well, no, we are going to get a punt here.
I was going to say.
3rd time's the charm. That was Ethan Kocknauer back there back to punt for the Warriors, and now is a flag. This is going to be a false start or encroachment, one of the two. They're both pointing, obviously, the other way. Illegal substitution, actually. That'll back them up 5, and I would assume they'll keep the punter out there. Mediapolis did score and complain at the point after, so they just a couple minutes before halftime. It is 14-7 there in Mediapolis. Here's a punt. This is shanked off the right side of his foot, bounces at the 50 and rolls out of bounds at about the 49 of the Panthers. So just as well went for it, I guess. Made a liar out of the commentator, because I'm telling you, in warm-ups, he was sending them down the field, high long hanging putts. Yeah, I know. Here's another quick update for you, too. Des Moines Hoover and Oskaloosa, with 1:33 to go in the first period, are tied at 7. And I think I interrupted.
No, you're good. You're good.
Here comes Wheel Adams, Twins to the right side. He's going to throw a short pass, and I was looking for Glick there, right at the 50, but threw it short. It'll be incomplete, bring up a 2nd down. They have the ball at the 49-yard line, their own 49-yard line, with 8 minutes, 5 seconds to go here in the opening half. Here's Adams going to try a screen pass, and this is nearly intercepted. He did not see Joseph Debner back there behind Glick. And you can see why Glick stands at 6'1". Debner stands at 5'8", so he's just kind of hiding behind him and poked out. And fortunately for Will Adam, Debner did not catch that thing because it got right to his hands. As here they go with 3rd down and 10. Ball's at the 49. Adam has got Twins to his far side. He's going to send the man in motion. It's Davis. Drops back. Throws it deep down the field to him. He catches it at the 20. Falls down at about the 15. Not Davis. That's Robert Brown. So Robert Brown, who was the man in motion, able to make the deep catch. Pekin picks up the 1st down, and now inside the 20. Ball is going to be, looks like they're going to spot it at the 16-yard line.
Can we start calling him downtown Robert Brown?
You can call him whatever you want.
I just know that he's fast.
Yep. Because now Will Adam has Glick to his left. It's going to be a direct snap to Glick. He's going to that right corner. He gets the corner turn, gets upfield, and he brought down probably at about the 7 or 8 yard line. Oh, they did not see that. Saying that Glick had fumbled the ball and the Warriors take over, so Van Buren able to get their second turnover of the game.
Tell you what, if it wasn't for a couple of Pekin turnovers in this game down towards the end zone, this would be a complete and total massacre right now.
Yes, we would probably be looking at about a 48-0 game if it weren't for those. Here comes Van Buren County. Everybody spread out wide. High snap, fielded, throwing right up the middle, wide open. It bobbled it. They're going to say he caught it at about the 20-yard line. So good quick pass play to get him out of that deep hole. And they'll have another first down here. Ball will be on the 21-yard line. 7:14 to go here in the opening quarter. Pekin leads 30-0. Van Buren back to that bunch set, or tight set. Going to fake the handoff and in trouble immediately. A pass is thrown and nearly picked off. If Casey Davis didn't slip there, I think he has a pick six there. He just kind of lost his footing there for just a second.
That's the thing that the Van Buren Warriors here have to look into is the Pekin Panthers' defensive line's lethal. Like, they are scary. I would be scared being down there right now. So that's one thing that's they're pressuring the quarterback all night. Let's see if they can switch it up a little bit.
Here comes an empty set. Trips to the near side. Another high snap. Fielded, rolling out to his left, and throws down into the flat, but it's dropped. So it'll be an incomplete pass. It'll bring up a third down. Their score update at halftime. Montezuma leads Moravia 58-0.
Wow.
I think I got one more I can find here. 58 or 56. Actually, the screen went blank on me. It's 56 or 58.
Okay.
Here comes the next bunch set. It's going to be a handoff trap right up the middle and met right away. That did not work. That'll bring up fourth down. Fourth down and long now for Van Buren County, deep in their own territory. The last punt attempt didn't go so hot. Looks like they're going to go ahead and try to punt again as they run Kocknauer in.
That's a smart play by the Warriors there, though. I know that they went for it 2 times in the first quarter here, but you got to remember, it's only the second quarter. You got 6:27 left of the game. Don't try to pressure it now because it might cost you because every point counts.
Here is the snap, and the punt is blocked by Pekin, picked up by Pekin, just covers it up. I thought for a second there they'd have the chance at picking that thing up and taking it in the end zone. It looked like Reed Lauderman gets the I believe he got the recovery. I could not see at all who actually got their hand on the ball. There's a lot of Panthers in that backfield. Another score update. Linville Sully and North Mahaska at halftime. They are tied at 8. So Pekin will take over right about where they left off on that fumble by Nolan Glick the last drive. And here's a keeper by Adam right up the middle to the left side. And he's got a seam all the way in for the score, 36-0 Pekin. Another Sinclair Tractor Panther touchdown.
That was a good play by Coach Weber there, too. Will Adam there, he saw an opening gap there just to his left a little bit there. There was no one there, and I was kind of scared he was going to get tackled, but Van Buren kind of just said, no, I'm not going to do that, and he just went straight in there to the end zone. But that was a good play by quarterback again, Will Adam there.
Change in score again. Sigourney Kyoto now leads Mediapolis 16-7, so a safety in play there. Here comes a 2-point try. Adam takes the snap, takes the pass initially. Now he floats it inside to Robert Brown for the 2 points, and that makes it 38-0 in favor of Pekin. That will turn on the continuous clock. Let Steve get some sponsors in here and explain
Josh,
that.
You're keeping me busy. You said that SK score was 16-7?
It is 16-7, yes.
All right, so we got things updated there. We do thank all of our sponsors for making our broadcast possible. Let's get some Pekin cheerleaders doing their thing here. We do thank Helmuth Ford for being our headline sponsor on our broadcast this year. We thank Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Fairfield Precast Concrete, Sigourney Body Shop, Shetler Insurance Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Copeland Auto Body, Son-in-Law Services, South Ottumwa Savings Bank, Barn Wired, Fremont Funeral Chapel, Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractors, Sinclair Napa, Federation Bank, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Bridget's Public House in Oskaloosa, and Daisy Dew Landscaping will bring us our player of the game later on tonight.
All right, as Pekin gets ready to kick this thing away, leading to 38-0, we will start the continuous clock on this kickoff. The clock will continue to run. The only time it will stop now is if we get below 35, is if Pekin gets below a 35-point lead. A timeout is called by either team. A score, and I do believe a change of possession. We'll stop it momentarily. Here's the kickoff by Pekin. It's a low kick and whistled dead immediately. I believe it's going to be offsides on the kicking team, because that's right where the flag is.
And I'm looking down there on the sideline right now. Unfortunately, senior 67, Isaac Sylvester, isn't playing tonight. Good thing that there's a lot of season left, because he's a huge asset to their offensive line and defensive line there.
He was shaken up last week, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is somewhat precautionary with this lead to just let him rest as much as possible. So line up and try to do this again. And the kick goes to about the same spot, fielded at the 30-yard line, right back up the middle to the 40-45 before he's wrapped up by a host of Panthers and brought down right there. That's where Van Buren will take over with 5:55 and counting to go here in the opening quarter as a Van Buren County Warriors slow to get up. That's Joseph Debner.
One thing I've been seeing with this quarterback here for Van Buren, he has a phenomenal arm. There's been a lot of plays I've seen the receivers down there on the field, and he's taken every single chance he can to get his receivers down there on that field. He has a heck of an arm, I can tell him that, and I've just been seeing a lot of good plays by him, so good job for him there for the Van Buren Warriors.
Here come the Warriors in the I formation. Wing back to the right. It's going to be a straight off tackle handoff, and he's met at the line of scrimmage, but does get pushed forward and falls forward even further. They actually marked him a bit further back there, but it was whistled dead, so nonetheless, it'll be a 1-yard gain at the 46 as the Panthers lead 38-0 here with 4:40 and counting in the opening half. Here's a handoff up the middle. That trap play again, and it's going nowhere. Met at the line of scrimmage, actually pushed back a half a yard. So I'll bring up a 3rd down and long for Van Buren. And Sylvester keeps reaching down and messing with that wrap on his left knee, so hopefully this is more precautionary than anything, and it's not that he didn't aggravate it more. Here comes a trip to the far side, twins to the near side. High snap again, immediately under pressure. He's going to roll to the near side and get pushed out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. Leaps over the bench into the track. Look at that. Great reaction by Isaac Loeffler of Van Buren County as he hopped right over that injury bench. That took out a couple cheerleaders in the process, but he landed safely. And that'll bring up 4th down at about 7 with 3:36 to go. See what the punting just hasn't worked, so I'm starting to get a reason why they were going for him, but they're going to try her one more time. This is Ethan Kalknauer. He's going to stand at about his 35 is where he's going to field the punt. Panthers got a receiver back. Snap is high, and this ball is kicked straight up in the air and about to the 30-yard line. Fair catch called for and made by Riley Smith. It's going to be at about the 30 where he called for the fair catch, and that's where the Panthers will take over with 3 minutes and counting before halftime. So with that continuous clock, have to move pretty quickly. Van Buren does have one timeout. Pekin has two if they so choose to use it. I would assume with Pekin. Let's see what they can get on the first couple of plays here and go from there. You're going to have Twins to the far side. Brown's over there. Glick comes in motion. It's a fake handoff to Glick. Now Adams going to roll to his right side. He's in trouble in the backfield. That's going to go down as a sack for the Van Buren County Warriors. 3 Warriors back there to wrap up Will Adam. Maybe a wrong, not quite read on that. I'm not sure if that's actually called as a read option or if it's a designed play fake, but there was nobody on the other side of the field for Nolan Glick, and if he would have been just him and the cornerback over there, and I'm sure Glick would have won that battle. See if the coaches on the sidelines keyed onto that as well. Adams just going to drop back to pass. He throws it up the middle to Henry Adam. He's all alone, gets a block, and he's going to make it all the way. They're going to call it a targeting. This is going to come back. Henry Adam goes in and scores for the time being. 3 flags are all thrown in the same spot. Blindside block will be called. Wildly obvious. 7-8 years ago, that's just a cool play. And in today's world of football, that is illegal. You cannot do that. He would have been fine if he wouldn't have left his feet, but he did leave his feet in the process. So
that would have been a phenomenal play there, but unfortunately for the Panthers, that didn't really.
The worst part about it is he really didn't even need that block. Like, he would have beat that guy but anyway.
Absolutely.
And sideline warning on Van Buren County as well. What I don't know in high school, what that rule does to the play. I think it's from the spot of the foul, and that's the way they're marching it off. So it'll be a first down at about the 43-yard line. Here come the Panthers again. This time Adams dropped back to pass again. He looks for Henry Adams. No, it's Glick. Glick reaches up over the hands of 2 defenders and does a great job of getting the ball out of their hands anyway. But tried the same thing just to the other up back. Didn't work this time.
The clock is ticking here. There's 1:15 left, and remember in the second half there, Van Buren gets the ball, so the Panthers are going to have to do some magic here or call a timeout or something to make sure they get at least one more touchdown if that's what they want in their future.
Yeah, continuous clock. Well, it's amazing how fast 10 minutes is in football when you're just counting the minutes and not only when the play's live. Here's a keeper by Adam, and he fakes it to Glick again before he keeps it up the middle, and this is nothing doing. This will bring up 3rd down and 10, and a timeout is going to be called now by Pekin with 44 seconds left on the game clock before halftime. They have the ball at the 43-yard line. So at this point, I think you're going to try to get one more score in before the half.
What do we got going on there?
I was checking out the Eddyville score. I'm not sure if they're on your scoreboard.
Yep.
Eddyville is trailing Sheridan. Sheridan leads 27-12 with a minute left in the first half.
Okay. 27-12 in favor of Sheraton.
Yep.
All right. Well, we do thank our sponsors for making our broadcast possible here on Steve Shetler Media. Our headliner is Helmuth Ford in Sigourney. Plus, we've got Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Fairfield Precast Concrete, Sigourney Body Shop, as well as Shetler Insurance Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Copeland Auto Body. We've got Son-in-Law Services, South Ottumwa Savings Bank, and Barnwired in Sigourney, which I was at earlier today for my Iowa Music Showcase. Take it away, Josh.
Okay, here comes Pekin, and we'll give you an update from South America here in a moment, if you know what's going on down there, an NFL game. Here's a quick flick by Adam to the flat. They're going to get out of bounds. Pass is thrown to Casey Davis. The Green Bay Packers lead the Philadelphia Eagles 12-7 down there, as the NFL's started this week officially.
Yeah, heck of a way to start Thursday night last night with the Chiefs and Ravens, right?
I don't want to talk about it.
It's the way.
Ravens fan, Zach?
No, I'm a Seahawks fan.
Timeout.
I'm not the
Again
biggest
by
fan.
Pekin with. Sorry to interrupt there, but got down to 14 seconds. They weren't ready to run the play, so Coach Weber has to take his last time out. So essentially, with the continuous clock, this will be the last play of the game unless they're really quick to get up the field and get the next play called.
The plus side here in this situation, though, is they are up by 38-0. So if they don't get a touchdown, it's not going to be the end of the world there. But maybe Pekin's just want a miracle, maybe getting one more play down there, and there's no reason to not go for it, in my opinion.
Right, but you can see the frustration on the coaching staff, and the reason being is because if this is a situation where you're in a tight game and you're 2-minute drill essentially, and you're fumbling around, it's a good time to sharpen some skills. Here they're going to come with twins to the near side, single receiver to the far side. Will Adam takes the snap, drops back. He's looking left, throws left. I lost it. I think it's to Brown. It is Robert Brown. He catches it all the way down at the 2-yard line, and they're not going to get another play off here because they are out of timeouts, and that's why the frustration from Coach Weber showed there, because you can't stop the clock. We go to halftime with Pekin leading 38-0. And I believe we will let you enjoy the halftime entertainment on the video here, unless Steve wants to run through the sponsors or something one more time.
We'll get through that second half of the sponsors here. Barnwired, we mentioned, Fremont Funeral Chapel, Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractors, Sinclair Napa, Federation Bank, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Bridget's Public House, a new restaurant in Oskaloosa, and Daisy Do Landscaping with our player of the game, which we will figure out later on tonight. Again, Henry Adam looking good for that honor. At the moment, we'll see how the rest of the game plays out. But, we'll kind of be quiet here for a while and let the band do their thing, let you enjoy that, and maybe get some scores updated, and we'll be back with more a little bit later on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the field your Pekin High School Marching Panthers. They are riding performance by sophomore drum major Cody Sebastian. Pekin High School Marching Band of Jessica Carlson. For their second performance of the 2024 season, the Pekin Marching Panthers will be performing music their disco show this September by Earth, Wind and Fire, and then Funky Town by Lip Sync. We would now like to thank the remainder of this halftime to honor the late Bob Snow, who was the coach at Van Buren and ultimately the Pekin School District. Tonight, much of the Bob's family is present, including Crystal Stowe, his daughter, Courtney and Richard Heel, daughter and son-in-law, Cynthia and Larry Post, granddaughter and grandson-in-law, Jeremy and Jenny Heel, grandson and granddaughter-in-law, Hayden, Addie, and Gracie Heel, great-grandkids, Bethany and Luke Mitchell, granddaughter and grandson-in-law, Olivia Fisher, great-granddaughter, Casey and Gavin Clark, granddaughter and grandson-in-law, Austin and Lauren Clark, great-grandkids, and Kathy Snow, the daughter. Family that wasn't able to be with us tonight are Karen and Terry Ellison family, Kyle and Christy Snow family, his brother Hugh and Carmen Snow, his family from Chicago, and Barb Carroll. A little bit about Bob. Coach Bob Snow graduated from the South Peru High School in '46. After honorably serving in the Navy, he attended Central College in Pella, Iowa, where he met Marjorie Mrs. Snow, the love of his life, best friend, and true coach's wife of 63 years. Mr. Snow earned a Bachelor of Science in Education from Northeast Missouri State Teachers College, now Truman State, in August of '55. He taught at Coach High School at Linden, Morning Sun, Richland, Van Buren, and Albany, before going to Pekin in 1969, where he taught elementary PE. Named the kid's favorite by colleagues, sports studies, and junior high school sports. After a dedicated 35-year career, 20 years at Pekin, Mr. Stowe retired in 1990. Except coaching field and track athletes for scouting for Coach Tom Stowe and Tony Benson football teams. Bob coached generations of student athletes in basketball, football, wrestling, and track. Notable accomplishments include coaching the Richland Tigers, starting the high school football program in Van Buren, started the Pekin Junior High School football program in 1970, and the Pekin Junior High wrestling program. Receiving the 1983 Iowa High School Athletic Association Pekin State Champion Super Scout Coaches Treatment Award and being honored as the Iowa Junior High Coach of the Year in 1988. Napkins and index cards were the canvases of choice for this creative coach and motivator, as he could be found enjoying a cup of coffee while drawing out football plays, probabilities, or stats, as well as sending inspirational quotes, Bible verses, and encouraging those of family, friends, and student athletes of all ages. When asked why he was a teacher and coach, Mr. Stowe said, "Nothing gives me more joy than helping young people to excel. It's more than winning or losing. It's trying to be a good example, a real leader, and help teach them how to cope with life." The Mr. and Mrs. Stowe family would like to thank Coach Weber, Coach Gentry, and the Pekin Panther coaches, team, and community for this special honor. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Coach Stowe's family as we honor his life. Now please, if you could, now direct your attention to the scoreboard for some great memories of Coach Snow.
Alrighty, welcome back from halftime as we are getting ready to kick this off. Start with Pekin kicking it off to Van Buren as they lead 38-0 to start this second half. Just moments away. If you were watching through halftime there, they did a recognition of the Coach Snow's family and some video highlights on the scoreboard here. Pekin has got a very nice scoreboard here at the field, and pretty cool moment there, as well as the band. So Pekin ready to get this thing going and try to close this thing out and go 1-0 in district play. 2-0 on the season is what they're going to try to finish out here. But as always, there is 2 halves to every game, 2 halves for a reason.
Do you think Van Buren has 40 points in them?
I don't. They might have 40 points in them. I just don't think they have 40 points in them in 24 minutes of play. And I don't think they can hold Pekin from stop Pekin from scoring anymore. Here's a short kickoff fielded by an up back at about the 38, 39-yard line. He falls forward to the 45 on the return, so a 10-yard return after the short kick, and that's where Van Buren will start their second half. Continuous clock will go back into effect here. After that kickoff, actually, it's rolling now, so it'll stay that way. If Van Buren's able to find a way to score, it would stop. The continuous clock works at the 35-point interval. It does not. It goes on and off as that happens. As the Van Buren County comes out in a pistol set. First time they've seen that tonight, and it doesn't work as he's tackled for a 3-4-yard loss by number 64, Cal Miller. He's pumped up as about knocks down a couple of his teammates and during the celebration. Van Buren driven straight back. That'll bring up a second down and 14 here. Now they're going to come back out to that spread formation, trips to the far side, twins to the near side. We've seen screen passes and trying to break the edge on the right side. This time they're going to try a quick pass to the left. It doesn't work. Quarterback's going to break free, run down the sideline. Loeffler out of bounds at about the 48-yard line, so well short of the first down. It'll bring a third down at about 8 or 9.
There's also a flag thrown on the play there.
There is on the far sideline. So legal formation has got to be what that call is, because a false start would have blown the play dead. So called a legal formation. It is against Van Buren. That'll march him back. Would have been overly surprised there, too, if Coach Weber wouldn't have just declined that one, too, and take the down. But it's a 10-yard penalty, so he'll take it. And that'll make it second down and 19. Ball is at the 36-yard line of Van Buren County. And here's the same formation, trips to the far side. He's going to roll to the right this time. Stops, sets his feet, lets it rip down the middle of the field. It goes in and out of 2 Panther hands and then nearly picked off by a third. Dangerous pass there, as there was 4 defenders all within that area. And he had to get rid of it. He was in trouble in the backfield too.
Yep. Even though it's 3rd and 19, I'm not going to doubt the Warriors yet. They've had a couple amazing plays so far, especially when it's 3rd down and so many yards. So don't give up on the Warriors yet. This might be a phenomenal play. We just never know. It's been like that all game.
He's going to roll to the near side, and he's looking to run the whole time, and that goes nowhere. Quarterback Isaac Loeffler, I mean, that was definitely a design pass because they're running the routes, that he He looked at that corner and took off running. He's going to try to do it on his own. Doesn't pan out, and that brings up 4th down and 15, so they will try a punt again. Kochnor stands at about the 27-yard line. 2 returners back deep for the Panthers. High snap. Punt is up and away. A decent-looking kick, and it drops as there's a miscommunication on who was taking it, and they're going to have to let it roll now. As the 2 returners thought the other was grabbing it, and by the time it hit and the coverage team was down there, they just let it roll dead. That'll give what I do believe Pekin's worst starting field position of the night for their first drive of the second half. The ball would be at about the 27 or 28-yard line.
Talking about like it was last week, though, too, when you're up this far ahead, it's very smart to put in your second strings as well. Even though it's only 38-0, you still got a lot of the season left with a lot of high contender teams there, like Lisbon, for instance. So save them up here, but it seems like they still have all their first strings out there. So we'll see what Coach Weber does with that decision.
What happened there, Josh?
I'm not sure what that call was for. I saw him march it back. I never saw a flag or a signal. Move it back 5 yards. Here's a direct snap to Riley Smith, who tries to set the edge, get around the corner. He cannot. He's tackled after a gain of a couple of yards anyway. Bring up 2nd down and call it 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7. That spot of the field between the 20s and the 20 and 30 on the left side of the field here is a tough spot for me to see. So there is Adam, empty, takes the snap, sets his feet, looking deep down the field to Robert Brown. He's all alone on the catch, all the way inside the 20, and that is another Sinclair Tractor touchdown. 75 yards on the reception for Robert Brown, and Pekin leads 44-0.
Downtown Robert Brown. I'm telling you.
I like that name. I like that name.
He went downtown there for sure. That seam route, though, has been open all night long. I mean, we've seen Henry Adam got one of those, too, that got eliminated by a blindside block. And then it went right back to it. But it's been there all night as Pekin will attempt the 2-point conversion here. Direct snap to Glick. He goes straight up the middle, and it's going to be close. They're going to say he's in, falls forward in. To add 2 more, make it 46-0 with 7:28 to go in the third period. And as the Panthers extend their lead.
Well, I think we know what to say with that drive there. Robert Brown was a key asset on the team there. Even though they had a rough start on the beginning of that drive, Robert Brown had a straight down the middle. I got about an 85-yard touchdown from Robert Brown. I like that name that Steve got there for him. He's a pretty quick kid. I've been saying that all season here. He's quick. I'd say the ball was still about 5 meters ahead of him, but somehow he just lunged for it, stayed on his feet, and caught the ball and went down there for the touchdown. So Robert Brown was a pretty good asset player for that drive there.
Yeah, so
I'll jump in here.
Yeah.
We'll put out some of our sponsors. Helmuth Ford, our headliner for tonight and all season long, as the cheerleaders are throwing out something. What are we throwing out? What are the cheerleaders throwing out?
Cups, footballs, shirts, pom-poms, all kinds of things.
Wow.
And they must have a big grab bag down there. I keep waving at them, but they don't throw it to me.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
And there probably will be a few more next times. The way
I'll
this
tell you what,
going.
the biggest failure of swag giveaways I've seen was at the state softball tournament, and they had a T-shirt cannon there this year, and every time they brought that thing out, they'd either shoot it completely over the stands and out of play, or it wouldn't even make it into the stands every single time. Here's the kick received at the 15-yard line. He's going to cut and go across field. Finds the seam up the middle, all the way up to the 31. It's a decent return off a nice kick for Pekin.
I will one-up you on swag and merchandise stories. I was at an Iowa game last year. They had a hot dog shooter that, they had the hot dogs packaged in like the foil. And they were going to shoot the hot dogs into the fans, into the stands. But the hot dogs were just coming out and kind of just, it was limp.
Okay. All right.
And so the cheerleaders grabbed the hot dogs and were throwing them into the crowd, but they were coming out of the foil, and it was just the buns going everywhere, the hot dogs going everywhere. It was a mess.
Here's a run to the right tackle that is going nowhere as Pekin's defensive line swallows him up. Maybe a little bit of a loss there.
Nothing worse than a limp hot dog shoot.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, why would you think to shoot food out of those things? Of all things, I mean, I guess maybe. Well, then again, that hurts you. I was thinking cans of soda or whatever it is in those cans, but that'd probably hurt people. I mean, a hot dog's not going to probably hurt you.
The foil might.
The limp one especially.
Yeah.
That's probably the wrong use of that word.
But here is Van Buren County back at the line. They're going to try an option to the near side, and it's going nowhere. He's going to have to reverse field. The back door looked to be open, but Pekin recovers and pushes him out of bounds right about the original line of scrimmage. Nothing doing on that one either for Van Buren County, and they cannot find an answer past this stout Pekin defense. It's going to be very interesting to see as the weeks to come. Of course, next week Danville, then you got Columbus, then you got Lisbon. But how this Panther team stacks up against some teams that are having a little bit better of a season than the two teams that Pekin's faced thus far, and it makes you wonder, is Pekin this good, or the teams are playing, just not up to the competition? Which one is it, and what's the balance between the two? And we'll see in the coming weeks. But right now they lead 46-0. It is a 3rd down and 10, and a flag is called for I do believe a delay game again. That'll be the 3rd one now called on Van Buren County.
So the thing that we're talking about earlier, though, with this drive, and the whole game in general, Van Buren, if they want to get some points on here to stop that running clock, a delay of game is definitely not going to help them at all. So they're going to have to do something to fix that, because this isn't their first. This is actually, I believe, their 3rd delay of game this game. So they're going to have to fix that up if they want to get some points on the board.
They'd have to, take them 2 possessions to shut off the running clock at this point. 46-0. And that was the 3rd delay of game called. Here comes the snap and roll out to the near side, and he's going backwards in a hurry and being pursued by Well on the backside, and just throws it up, and it is caught. It's caught behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to go for a loss on the pass play. He probably threw that ball about 15 to 20 yards sideways, and it goes down for a loss, and it'll be 4th and forever for Van Buren County. It's not often that you lose 5 to 7 yards on a pass play. It does happen, but typically you see that on a screen, and the guy, the slot receiver tries to reverse the field or something, not throwing the ball forward and still losing 7 yards. So he's going to be a punt attempt. Returners are standing at the 45-yard line. High snap. Kick is up and drops again. This time bounces off of a Panther and fielded by Van Buren County. That's going to be a turnover. And essentially Van Buren County just punted their way to 1st down. So a miscue by the returners. I believe that's Brown and Brock. They had that issue on the last punt too. They didn't let it hit them. That one caught actually both of them, and Van Buren's coverage man was on top of it, picks it up, and they'll get a new set of downs to work with here on the Panther side of the 50. Not many plays for the Warriors in Panther territory tonight. Here comes the spread formation. They're going to try to throw it immediately, rolling out to his right. Stops, sets his feet, throws up the middle. It's picked off by Pekin. It's Henry Adam. He gets past the 50 before he's wrapped up, and Henry Adam has his 2nd interception of the night. And we got an injured Panther, or an injured Warrior, and a flag down on the play. Flag came in after the interception, so that should stay. Another blindside block. I do believe is a personal foul. The interception will stand. Pekin will keep the ball, but how about Henry Adam? I think he's going to, second one. If it's on the same, of course, they don't say the numbers or signal the numbers, but if it's on the same kid, he'd be out of the game. We'll see here as Coach Weber is going to go over and visit with Van Buren's staff as the kid is still laying there. I cannot see his jersey number from here.
I think I saw a 5 on his jersey, but I can't see his other number.
Now they're helping him up. That's
Yep.
a good sign.
Absolutely.
They'll be able to
61.
actually walks off on his own power. So that is, yes, that was a blindside block again. That's the second one on Pekin. And so it's something that I'm sure Coach Weber will address and clean up. Just football as the sport has evolved, that stuff is not allowed. It's not allowed for a reason. Get that cleaned up. Nonetheless, Panthers have the ball off the interception. Last time the Panthers turned it over, which essentially what that punt was a turnover by the Panthers special teams. They were able to pick it off and get it right back. But Henry Adam, 2 picks on the night, 2 touchdowns scored. I think he's with 2 minutes and 50-some seconds left in the third period. Certainly making a strong case for the Daisy Dew Landscape Player of the Game. Here's a hand up to Riley Smith. He gets up the middle and then cuts to the left, gets up past the 50 before he's brought down. Easily enough for a first down. Panthers changing up the backfield just a little bit here, so starting to see some substitutes come in. It's Henry Adam is now on the sideline. Looks like I got Landon Crow is going to take the handoff. He's going to go to the left side, and he's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and a flag comes in right at the end of the play. So a chop block is called on the defense. So essentially there, one of the defenders dove at the knees of a blocker to try to open up the lane for another defender to come through, and that'll move the ball forward. And that will result in almost in a first down with the march off. That's another type of block that's just not allowed anymore for good reason. Want these high school athletes to be able to walk when they're in their 40s.
Let's hope anyways.
So you got Riley Smith and Landon Crow now as the wing backs. Smith's actually going to back up and line up right next to Will Adam. We've seen him run option out of this formation in the past. This is going to be a keeper by Adam. He cuts to the left side, and he's got a lane, gets all the way out to the outside, turns the corner, up past around the 10 before he's pushed out of bounds. Might be just shy of the 10-yard line. A minute 34 to go here in the third period. Well, they marking him all the way at the 13-yard line. At least that's where the line judge is standing right now. That's where he's going to stay. It'll be 1st and 10, so they can still get a first down before they get to the end zone. Here's a direct snap to Smith. Smith to the right side. Runs into a wall, but dragging defenders with him. Tough run by Riley Smith. Gets him all the way down to the 5-yard line. I think he had a defender on his back. Carried him, helped him down there, starting about the 11. It's a tough run there by Smith. That makes it 2nd down and 3 with 40 seconds remaining here in the third period. We are under continuous clock, so this quarter will be over before we know. Unless Pekin's able to punch it in here, that does stop the clock. Crow now lined up back there by Will Adam. Direct snap to Crow this time. He's going to go to the far side. Turns up the corner, and he's going to make his way through in for the score. Landon Crow has a Sinclair tractor touchdown, and the Panthers lead 52-0.
That was a good play by the Panthers, that second to last play we were talking about when they gave the ball to Riley Smith. They snapped the ball to Riley Smith instead of Will Adam, and Will Adam right away blocked for Riley Smith to get him a good leverage up there to get him really close, so it was first and goal. So that was a good play by Riley Smith.
Smith and Crow lined up beside Adam here for this 2-point try. They've consistently gone to this formation for the 2-point try. It's direct snap to Crow, and he's going to take it in off the left tackle. We make it 54-0. As the Panthers have a commanding lead here with 17.6 seconds left here in the third period under the continuous clock.
All righty, Josh, let's go through some of our sponsors that make our broadcasts possible here on Steve Shetler Media. Again, we're covering Pekin football all season long, every Friday night, and it's sponsored by our headliner, Helmuth Ford. We also have Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Fairfield Precast Concrete, Sigourney Body Shop, Shetler Insurance Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Copeland Auto Body, Son-in-Law Services, South Ottumwa Savings Bank, Barnwired in Sigourney, Fremont Funeral Chapel, Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractor in Sinclair Napa, Federation Bank, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrient Ag Solutions, and Bridget's Public House in Oskaloosa, and then Daisy Do Landscaping with our player of the game, which we'll announce a little bit later on.
All righty. As they get set to kick this one away, a couple more score updates. You got Sigourney Keota is leading Mediapolis 23-7. They're just about in the fourth period there. Des Moines Hoover and Oskaloosa are tied at 14. They are in just the beginning of the third period there. Let's continue to check on those. We wait this kickoff from Pekin. The kick is going to be a shooting towards the out-of-bounds marker. It is going to go out of bounds. That's going to be an illegal procedure. Move it up the field. Linville Sully and North Mahaska are in a tight one. They got 6:50 left to go in that game, and it's 24-22, and North Mahaska has the ball. Close one there.
Who's ahead there in that one?
Linville Sully.
24-22.
Ball will start at the 35. The kick didn't go much further than that anyway, so it wasn't a huge penalty. Sheridan leads Eddyville Blakesburg Fremont 41-12. As here comes Van Buren. We're going to send trips to the near side now. As Lopler counts his guys before he takes the snap. He rolls to his right. Stop. Pump fake. And now he's in trouble. Just throws it away, and it is out of bounds. Incomplete. Montezuma and Moravia game is concluded. Last I saw, Montezuma was leading that one by a large amount. Just leave it at that. Here in this district, Class A District 5, Lisbon leads Louisa Muscatine 34-0. Excuse me, 48-0. That game is just about final, as that will end. That play actually ended the third period, so we're in between quarters here, getting ready to start the fourth quarter. Continue to go through these scores. No other score updates on games here in this district anyway.
One thing that I'm seeing here in the fourth quarter now, Coach Weber is putting a lot of their second strings here. Brogan Spray there, Will Daniels. He's putting a lot more of the second strings in there just to give them some more experience there, even though they had the win over Cardinal in their JV game. But it's good for them to get the experience again against a varsity team as well, the young kids, and we're going to see what the Pekin Panthers do with a lot of their second strings.
How about this weather tonight, guys? This is crazy. This is cold.
Yeah, I got pants and a sweatshirt on.
Next week it's supposed to be 90 again.
Iowa in the fall. 90s one day, snow the next.
Yep.
Back to 90s.
It's going to happen.
Because Van Buren County is still, they're very discombobulated. I don't think they got enough guys on the field at this point. They don't. There's only 10 out there, and they're going to take a timeout. So that'll delay the start of the fourth quarter. Even further. That's, they did this the last time they came out of course, we had the helicopter land on the field and stuff, and they came out all discombobulated after the end of the first period. And here they do it again, and quick timeout taken, and they're already jogging back out on the field. Some more of the reserve players for Pekin on the sideline there getting stretched out and loosened up. They're going to get some additional varsity time here tonight. He's dropped back, laying out to the near side flat and hit immediately, but breaks and rolls through it all the way up to about the 45-yard line before he's wrapped down. It's going to be close to a first down for the Warriors. It'll depend on the final spot of the ball. Looks like they're going to spot him well enough to give him the first down.
So what do you think going into that Iowa State game tomorrow? Who you picking in that one?
Do you want me to be a realist with you, Steve, or who I want to win?
What does your heart tell you?
My heart tells me that the Clones are going to win it just for me. I have Iowa beating Iowa State by 14 now.
Okay.
Here comes the Twins set. He's still adjusting the formation. Now in motion, and it's going to be a delay of game again on Van Buren County. No, they do get the timeout oftentimes, so it's timeout by them.
Josh, how about you? What are you picking tomorrow?
Well, I've watched enough Iowa and Iowa State games to know that no matter what you think, it's not going to be that.
Yeah.
If I look at it as from a betting standpoint, I think if I had to pick anything, I would probably take the under. I think it's at like 38.5. I think Iowa wins, but I don't know that they'll cover the spread. Regardless, I think it's between 2.5 and 3.5 wherever you look. So I would say Cyclones would cover, but Iowa wins.
Okay.
Defense is going to win the game. I'm telling you.
That's the only way Iowa wins games.
Yep.
So.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm thinking like 21-17, 20-17 Iowa, but I mean, you could say that for every single Iowa game. 20-17
or 6-10.
His motion out of the backfield. Snap, roll out to the left. He's got a man to the left side, but he's not going to be able to get to him as he's in trouble, and has to reverse field. Wide open on the backside. A blindside block is going to be called now. The ball bounces off of the umpire and intercepted by number 31, Reed Louderbaum. There's a lot to unpack there. A blindside block back in the backfield. Reed Louderbaum picks the ball off that deflected off the umpire. They're going to decline the blindside block, and Pekin's going to get the interception, keep the ball right where they had it. So the blindside block happened before the pick. That'll be worth going back and rewatching. I think it hit like the left shoulder.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I saw him jump a little bit, get the ball, and I'm like,
yeah.
Go.
That might make the ESPN highlights later on.
What's that?
That might make the ESPN highlights later on.
I'll send it to him.
Sports Center.
I don't know about that because that does happen quite a bit. But
you don't think they'll
if
take
you were to return
footage?
it for a touchdown, then maybe. But still, great. What concentration by Louderbaum to see that deflect off of him and jive in there and catch it.
We still got 10:56 left of the quarter. The thing is, though, this is the running clock. It stopped right now because of a timeout. But we're going to see what happens here. Hopefully Van Buren scores at least once. Otherwise, it might be just a repeat of what happened last week, unfortunately. Van Buren has put up a fight, though. I will give them that. They've definitely had some pretty phenomenal plays so far. So I will give Van Buren that, but I'm still thinking that Pekin will probably come out with the win tonight.
I agree.
See who Pekin sends out here this time around. Definitely some reserves out there. They couldn't see their jerseys before they're standing at an angle. Here's a handoff to Louderbaum, and he goes up the middle and gets about 9 on the play, so near a first down. Matthias Thornton is in at quarterback. And we're going to also see Gabe Gentry come into the game.
Matthias Thornton, too, is quarterback. Will Adams out for the night.
Thornton's going to take the handoff and keep it himself up the middle. He's going to be close to a first down. It might be just a little bit shy, which would bring up a third and very short. As Gentry and Jonathan Jacobs are running plays in and out right now.
We do have one of our viewers saying it's Louderman.
Louderman.
How have we been saying it?
Louderman.
Okay. How do you say it?
Louderman.
There's a handoff to Medford, and he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll be a loss. That'll bring up fourth down. See what Pekin decides to do. It looks like they're just going to keep the offense out there and try to pick this thing up.
That was a weird thing I've seen there in that play, though. He just froze. He froze in the middle, and then right when he got his mind back, he tried to run forward, and he just got tackled right then and there. And unfortunately, when you're doing a run play there, you can't really do that much. Otherwise, it's going to cost you.
Well, there's all kinds of movement there. Flag will come out. See if they say the defense. They are calling it on the defense, so an encroachment, which caused the Panthers to jump up in the air, and that'll give them a first down. As the Panthers run up, we are at 8:52 and counting to go. They lead 54-0 on the Sinclair Napa scoreboard. Thornton sends a man in motion, sends him back, tries it again, hands it off. It's right up the middle, and a pickup of about 4 yards for Reed Louderman, right?
Louderman, yep.
Okay. My apologies to that young man. Here we go again. Twin receivers to the near side. Thornton hands it off to Medford. Medford's met at the line of scrimmage. And there again, kind of got the ball, and a little bit of hesitation is causing him to hit those gaps. And that's just something he'll continue to learn as time goes on. Just a freshman. Learn that hesitation gets you nowhere. You got to hit that hole and hit it hard. Because those blockers are only going to give you a split second of a lane to break through. Thornton now takes a snap, rolls to his right, looking downfield, gets around the corner, throws the ball. It is short, nearly intercepted, incomplete. And that'll bring up fourth down and 8. 7:19 to go here in this one.
That's the thing, though, here with these second strings. You got to give them time to adapt. You got to give them time to experience that, especially with these freshmen. You're not in middle school anymore, and you're jumping up from middle school all the way to high school, so you got to let them learn, adapt, and soon they'll get the hang of it.
Football's a sport that, just like any other, everything gets faster and faster as you get older. You just got to get used to that different speed. Here's a high deep throw by Thornton. That's trouble. Good thing for him. Van Buren's secondary did not turn around. He was looking for Ryan Hammis, and that ball just kind of floated up there. Dangerous. Of course, an interception wouldn't have been that big of a deal because it would have been an arm punt at that point, as that was 4th down. It turns it over back to Van Buren County, and we're going to see, it looks like a lot of those second-string reserve players are going to get some time on the defensive side as well, with just 6 minutes to go here in the game. Continuous clock. Pekin leads 54-0. And we'll see. It looks like we go under center here. It's a handoff off tackle to the near side. Makes first couple of tacklers miss all the way up to about the 45-yard line before he's wrapped down by a host of Panthers. Good enough. They're going to give him to the 46, so that'll give him a first down. It looks like Van Buren County has went to reserves on the offensive side as well. And here's a nice run off the left tackle all the way up for another Warrior first down. So 2 running plays result in 2 first downs, one left off the right tackle, one off the left tackle. As we're into reserve players on both sides of the ball, Pekin easily has us under control. 4:40 to go in this one, leading 54-0. And let's talk Daisy Dew Landscape Player of the Game. I think we only have really quite easily. Here's a nice tackle in the backfield by Reed Waterman.
You're afraid to say his last name now,
I am afraid to say his last name. I don't want people to yell at me. I have to pause and think about it for a second. I'll be rattling it off my tongue by next week. But
give it by week 4.
Great anticipation, great angle on that. He read that. Reed read that, and just sprinted through that gap, made that tackle in the backfield. But back to, we'll go after this play. We'll talk Daisy Dew Landscape Player of the Game. Here's a rollout and a deep pass and caught. No. Oh, the ball is still loose. It's bobbling all around over there. I think it was incomplete off the bat. I think it was nearly picked off, though, by Gabe Gentry. He was all over it. If anything, be number 5 for Van Buren County, which is Quade Harriman. Might even had an initial hand on it, but Gentry all over it. Ball bumbles out of bounds, brings up 3rd down and 14. Here's a handoff off the right tackle and met at the line of scrimmage and brought down. That's William Daniels, first man on the scene. And that'll force a 4th down play for Van Buren County. I would assume we'll see them go for this on their side of the field.
So Daisy Dew Landscaping Player of the Game. Who you got? Who you guys going with?
My vote would be Henry Adams. Just the 2 interceptions, the number of tackles, the 2 touchdowns. I mean, he would have had a 3rd had it not been for an unneeded blindside block. Here's a rollout to the left.
I'm going to have to go with Henry Adam with his touchdown and 2 in his interceptions there. He's a key aspect to the game. I'm going to also have to go with Henry Adam there.
So Henry. Okay. So are Henry and Will, I'm assuming, brothers.
Yep.
So Will had it last week. Henry gets it this week.
Yep. There's.
We're going to send Zach down to the field. He's going to grab a post-game interview with Coach Weber that we'll put up tomorrow morning. Make sure you get that picture of the player of the game too, Zach.
That was a incomplete pass there on 4th down, so Pekin will take back over. But Robert Brown was another one that you could look at for.
Oh yeah.
Player of the game tonight as well. But I think just Henry Adam early and often and consistency throughout the game just kind of earned him that tonight. Here's Matthias Thornton keeping the ball up the middle. Small gain on 1st down. Just inside a minute 20 to go here. If I get a play or two off. Pekin does have 2 timeouts to work with if they want to get additional reps for their second string. Be surprised if they used it at all. Unless Thornton takes a snap, hands it out to Lauderman. And he is met at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard or 2.
I'll put a quick plug in for tomorrow morning's sports section show live from Brothers Market in Sigourney. It's every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. featuring high school coaches and athletes. Tomorrow, of course, we always start off during football season with Coach Clint Weber from the Pekin football team. Tomorrow we'll also have North Mahaska Warhawk volleyball with some players from the volleyball team there in New Sharon. And then we'll have Coach Jared Jensen from Sigourney Keota.
And here, Matthias Thornton just going to take a knee, let this thing run out. Inside 40 seconds, they will not need to run another play, and that'll do it. Pekin will win 54-0. They'll improve to 2-0 on the season, 1-0 in district play. Van Buren County falls to 0-2 and 0-1 in district play. But with that, Pekin will move on next week as they make the trip over to Danville. I guess down and over, kind of over and down, to Danville. That game kicks off at 7 as well, so we'll be down there to bring you coverage of that game also. Be interesting to see because Van Buren County lost to Central Lee last week in a tight game. And Central Lee is actually playing Cardinal tonight, so kind of opponents kind of just swapped each other. So it'd be interesting to see how that score turns out. Kind of give a gauge on where Pekin does stand. With 2 blowout victories to start the season, sometimes can give you that false sense of accomplishment if the opponents aren't as good. But just what we've seen, Zach has went down on the field from us, but. Just what we have seen, I think this team's got a for sure run to the playoffs in their future. Just a sharp, well-coached looking team, a lot of physicality, a lot of playmakers, and I think starting off strong like this is going to lead to great things here on the year.
Yeah, Coach Weber has them rocking and rolling early on. So 76 points in week 1, 54 points in week 2. And, we obviously have picked offensive players for our player of the game, but, the defense as a whole, if we wanted to go that route, would be easy to pick just the defense as a whole for both
starting out
weeks,
the year, 2 shutouts, and, it's just so hard on the defensive side because it's such a team effort with everything. You can't really look at one individual. That's why it's kind of offensively, you can pick the touchdowns. That's the easy stuff. In blowout games, you kind of have to go with the easy stuff because there is so much done right that it makes it hard. All guys that played here tonight could be players of the game because they all did things well and rebounded accordingly. But stout defense, 2 shutouts to start the season, a lot of scoring done as well, and we're going to face Danville, and we'll see if they can keep this train rolling.
Definitely. I see one of my top fans, Sherry Westendorf, is in the audience. Sherry's very active on the Steve Shetler Media Facebook page. We'll give Daisy Do Landscaping some love. Throw up their graphic here on the screen. Of course, they bring us our player, the Pekin Player of the Week each week here on Steve Shetler Media. And again, tonight it's Henry Adam. Should we call it a night, Josh?
I think so. Not a whole lot more. Plenty of time to talk about everything throughout the game when we're lopsided victories like this. But I don't really have much for stats. Zach was keeping stats, and he took off. So
yeah, we sent him. His assignment at the very end of the game is to go down to the field and
designated for assignment.
Yes, he gets the interview, the post-game interview with Coach Weber, and gets a picture of our player of the game. So we appreciate Zach Wise on color commentary, Josh Clubb on our play-by-play. What you're seeing on your screen right now is, of course, the upcoming schedule. Those first two games, big wins for Pekin. We're at Danville next week. Other games coming up on the schedule: Columbus, Lisbon, Highland, Wapello, and Louisa Muscatine, which, of course, we'll have each of those games here on Steve Shetler Media. All right, we're good?
We are good.
All right, so we'll be back next Friday. Again, our first road game of the season will be at Danville for you. We'll go on around 6:45 here on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We'll see you again next week.